about team building. So a few things that I wanted to share before we started was there's a pajama regional on Friday and Saturday. It is $25 if you guys decide that you want to have a watch party, which I know, you know, we've got here and there. Some people are willing to do it, some people aren't, whatever you decide. But you guys could actually do it through Zoom if one person wanted to purchase a ticket, that everyone can watch it. We could even watch it as a team where we Zoom it in. So if you guys want to do that, great. If not, that's okay. But the speakers are going to be awesome, awesome. And I love also because I feel like in the Pajama Regional, and I think it's because of Lauren Lahav, they always do a mindfulness piece. And so I think that is extremely valuable. So if there are people that you want to invite on that are not in the business yet, or even customers, they're definitely going to gain something from it. And the lineup actually, Trina posted in our Juice Plus News Boxer. And then I thought it would be a really good idea to do something and add something a little bit different to our team call to start out with. Something called Wows and Wins, because I feel like sometimes we have these wow moments in our business, and other times I feel like, you know, we have these great wins in our business. And it could be anything from Chris, he got promoted to Partner Plus. Like, to me, that's a huge win. It's kind of a wow too. But it could really be anything. It could even be just an example of how you were able to talk to a team member or a customer and get them to think a little bit of a different way. So I just want to share that we had 3 new partners last month. We had 27 customers. It's a little low than we normally have, but I know that August is going to be an even better month. And as I always say, you know, it doesn't matter if you have 1 customer or you have 50 customers. It doesn't matter if you're a Partner Plus, or an NMD. We're all doing this together. And I think each one of us just really need to be proud of exactly where we're at. Doesn't mean that there's no room for growth. It just means we should be proud of how far we've come so far. Because, you know, we are the elite people that said yes, opposite of the people. And I'm not saying people that said no are not elite, but I'm just saying we are part of a very elite group that said yes. And now we get to do this. So does anybody have a wow or a win that they want to share in regards to their business, or even if you did some brave act this week? I would love to hear.
So I shared this with you gals earlier, but I actually signed someone up today, and she is a breast cancer survivor. And it just felt really good to be able to help her and encourage her. I could tell that she was really looking for answers, and she watched all the shred videos. And so she's really looking forward to shredding and also using the Juice Plus products. And I'm really excited to, just be able to give her a little bit of hope, because she's been through a lot. And I know that our products are going to help her. So I thought that was an amazing experience, because I feel like, this is the reason why, I'm doing what I'm doing. Other than I love the products already, but this is just, such a, it's like the icing on the cake, to be able to help people.
I love it. I love that story. Thank you, Rose.
I have something. It's kind of a wow. I'm just really wowed by our team at large, really, in general, because, and not everybody on our team, I understand, is involved with the Shred 10 that we do, but the group that has cohesed together and really, I guess, taken the Shred 10 to heart and taken it, I mean, it is alive. That program is amazing. Like, it's just come alive. And Rose, well done. Hema, I mean, Frida, amazing. the contributions that are being made by the people that are spearheading the Shred 10, it's wonderful. It's really a program that's become something very professional, I feel. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying seeing that come together.
I love that, Vina. Thank you. I feel the same. Rose, you are everyone. You're just really putting the effort out there, and it's just another level of customer care. I love it.
If I can say that, I was sharing with you gals that the way that, I think in Vina, your contributions are amazing. You guys are awesome. And I honestly feel like people would pay for just being part of the group, and I think it's like totally worth it. It like Vina said, it's like professional, top notch. And I just, it makes me feel really good to be part of it.
I love it. Thank you. So who else has a win or a wow? I know somebody else does, because I talk to you guys all the time.
Okay, I'll go. I have one. I think it's a wow. I have a friend that I went to high school with, and Facebook is an interesting thing. It just connects people after many, many years. Both her kids arrived to this world prematurely. Her second one came 121 days, really, really early. And now the doctors are looking to diagnose him with autism. And my friend is actually losing her vision. And so she's trying to find a product that's really working for her. So I've sent her some really great material, and she signed on. She didn't hesitate. She really wants this. She's seen my post. She's seen what difference it's made for myself. She's really excited, and she's loving it. She's only week 1 into taking the capsules, and she's just loving it. So yeah, and she's looking to become a team member eventually. So I'm excited.
Oh, that is so awesome. Love it. That's awesome. Oh, how did you do that, Rose? God, you're good.
What'd you do, Rose?
At the bottom of the Zoom thing, there's a button called reactions. And if you click on it, you can either do like a thumbs up or a clap. And
What?
I think those are it. Those are the ones. Yep. So that way you don't have to unmute. You can yeah.
Boy, the things that excite me, Rose.
Yeah. Well, Zoom's the thing, these days.
Any other wins or wows? Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think definitely, Leah, you already kind of talked about it, how I got to that next level, and I'm getting much more comfortable telling my story. And you and I talked about my story, and it's, I was thinking I was going to have this grand, huge story. Like I had stage 20 cancer and I got rid of it with juice plus, and it doesn't have to be all, it literally is just like, I try to eat as many fruits and vegetables as I can. Almost every day I fall short, and so I take this. Boom, that's it. So that was pretty cool.
That is definitely a wow. That's super awesome. I love that. Anybody else that wants to brag on themselves? Because I think that you guys should. No? Okay, that's okay. So I also want to start something a little new with our team, and Vina is the first person. I don't even know if she really signed up for it or not, versus she asked me a question, well, what should I? And I said, well, what do you think you should do? What do you think you should talk about? So Vina is going to be the first of many that helps train on these calls, because I have watched some other leaders, and I've watched their team calls, and they're fascinating to me. And, you know, it starts out with somebody being really nervous about leading the call. And then it's like, oh my gosh, everybody gets their turn. They end up leading the call. And guess what? They're even better leaders for their team. So this is a great safe place because, you know, we all know each other and love each other. And it's a great safe place for us to be able to practice doing that. So Vina and I are going to be talking about team building. And I am actually going to let Vina talk about her 2 topics of it first, and then I'll go ahead and take over after that. So Vina?
Okay, I remember to unmute myself. Okay, so I figured, you know, there are a few things that I felt like my team needed, and it seems like it came across like it's in terms of new team members as well. I felt like this was something that they could benefit from. So I figured we should talk about coachability as one of the points, and also contact or constant contact with your upline. So those are the 2 things that I'll just briefly touch on. So the reason why I felt that I could speak to coachability is because I've been on both sides. You know, when I first joined the team, it wasn't that I was trying not to be coachable. I really wasn't. I just felt like I knew of a way that would be better in terms of what the people I knew, how they wanted to hear this information, or how I could communicate better to those people. But really, those people weren't really interested in Juice Plus. You know, the people that I thought that I would be speaking to, they've never communicated with me, or I've never really heard back from those people. So, you know, it took me some time. I was not trying, I thought I was coachable. I really was. You know, I remember telling Leah, no, I'm coachable. But yet I was doing my own thing. And, you know, it wasn't until I got to a point of frustration, and I was spinning my wheels. I was putting in all this effort because I did want my business to grow. I did want to be productive. I did want to, you know, want this thing to grow, but it just wasn't. It was stagnating. I was frustrated. And I was literally spinning my wheels and getting nowhere. No customers, nobody interested in joining me for a team. And I finally, I remember that phone call. Was it a phone call, Leah, or was it person to person? I can't even remember. But I remember the words anyways, regardless. I remember telling Leah, okay, Leah, I'm frustrated. I'm doing stuff. I'm spending hours and nothing is happening. Okay, so I literally felt at that moment like there was a layer that I needed to peel off, rip off, and just become raw. And I told Leah, like, okay, I'm going to be coachable, like really coachable. I thought I was coachable before, but nothing was happening. So I think, Leah, you said, well, okay, you're ready now. It took you a while, but you've arrived. So, you know, it took me a while. And so the reason why I felt like I should speak to that and speak about that is because, you know, if I can save anybody on this team that time, that frustration, that energy, and thinking that, no, I know I can do this better or in a different way, just don't. There is a way to do this business. People have been very successful at this business because they do the business in a certain way. And it's really important to really understand that. You really don't have to reinvent the wheel. You really don't. And I felt I knew it better. You know, I'm a healthcare professional. I know how to, you know, do this type of stuff, talk to people in a certain way. Okay, so I'm a physical therapist. I know physical therapy. I know brain injury, but I did not know network business. So, you know, really, that leads me, actually, that's a great segue to my second point, which is constant contact with your upline. So constant contact with your upline is super important, because if you're not in constant contact with your upline, you're not going to learn the ways in which you should be doing this business. And, you know, in terms of like coachability, like what is coachability? Well, in like, I was thinking about a way to describe it, but being coachable is really like an objective way to be told about your strengths and your weaknesses. Now I think we all know what our strengths and weaknesses are, but it really doesn't feel very good, especially when it comes to your weaknesses, when a third party, when somebody else tells you about them. But, you know, as long as you understand that this is a team and we're all building together, and that your upline really, really does want you to succeed. Yes, it is, you know, your upline will do better if you do better, but if you do better, you could go way past your upline. It's not something that that it's not that type of a business where, you know, your upline is going to do better if you do that much better. No, you could go way past them and you'll do better than them. And that nothing is stopping you from doing that. But you have to understand that your upline really is there to help you, and that constant contact is super important. And actually, when you're starting off, you don't even know the questions that you should be asking your upline. So when you have constant contact with your upline, things come out of discussion. Just be open to like discussion points. Okay, so what should we talk about today? I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Like, what should I do next? You know, just open-ended questions, things like that. Yeah, I didn't want to take too long, but those are some, I think those are some really key points and especially for people that are new. Yeah, and that's it.
That was brilliant. Like, you just brought that home. Yeah, it was really, really awesome. And it's cool because you have that experience. So you literally can be like, okay, I was on this side and that side. And I was talking to Vina earlier. I don't even know, it might have been like 9 months or so before I did my first wellness presentation. So I'm like, what the heck is this woman going to say to my people? Like, I don't know. I don't want her to do it. Like, the three-way connections. That's how you build the team. That's how you build the business, is three-way calls and events, right? But I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So Vina is not alone. Vina is not alone in that. And, you know, there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to do the business. So we don't want people to feel like, oh, you're wrong if you do it a different way. It's more like the people before us have lit up they first of all paved the Yellow Brick Road and then lit it up for us, right? Like they've literally paved the way. And if we think about even the top, within the top 10 earners of this industry, our upline, you know, so that's who I get the coaching from. It's like, so yeah, you definitely do the business obviously how you want. If you don't want to do a friends and family call, you don't have to do a friends and family call, but maybe there's another way that you can do the business to attract people. And I love what you said, Vina, about passing your upline, because my upline is my old doctor, and I actually passed her up about 3 commas ago, and it's really cool. And I have love for her, but I'm not hating on making more money than her. It's pretty cool. And then I also wanted to talk about, touch a little bit more on what Vina said, in terms of team building and getting that frontline running team right away is so crucial for so many reasons. The first, it's way funner to do it with your friends, like way funner, because everything that they do, you guys are doing together, and it all builds up to obviously an awesome team. So that is the first thing. The second thing is when you and your team start working together right away and you guys are met with success, that is just going to escalate and success is going to continue to happen. The other thing is, whether you're doing this business for the money or not, and you get a paycheck that looks different than you thought, you're probably going to have a smile on your face. And that recently happened with one of my team members, and it was just really cool because it just goes to show like that put a smile on that person's face, because that person thought that it was going to be, I think the person said like $8. And so you never know what that's going to do for somebody, or if that whatever amount is really going to put a smile on someone's face. And so getting that frontline running team, you guys, all of us, going through the bonus system super quick, it is so much easier to go faster in this business than it is to go slow. So I think I told you guys that it was probably around 9 months, could have even been a year, before I did my first wellness presentation. But when I finally did it, my old upline, she flew from Florida. She did, I think, 4 events in like 3 days. And she said, invite everyone that you know. You're like, I think at the time I was like 30 something. And I'm like, she said, just by this age, you should know at least 100 to 200 people. Invite them. So I was like, ooh. Well, I invited pretty much everyone I know because I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I was excited. So I ended up with 26 new customers and 6 new team members right off the bat. So I ended up going to VF in, I think it was like 26 days. It was very quick, maybe 22. And so, or now, which is QSC. And it was so exciting. And so I was just like, I can't believe it. Like, I just did this. This is crazy. Like, why didn't I do it 9 months ago? But sometimes we just don't know, but that just makes it 10 more times exciting to just have that running mate, or 2 or 3. And then when they see your success and you see their success, it just becomes this awesome thing. The other thing is, when you go the slow track, like I did at first, that's your forever story. Like I sat at, I think now it's Partner Plus for, I don't even know, a long time. And then I had those events, and then it was like, okay, it was go time. So that story is my story forever. I started out slow and then I went super quick. So we can literally craft our own stories just by what it is that we're doing in this business. And if you start slow and that's your story, that's okay too. But just know that how awesome is it to be able, like, I got my, my first position in a weekend, or, because I hear people, they sign up and they already have 5 people, like their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, and themselves. And, they signed up 30 seconds ago and they're already a Partner Plus. So it's very, very, very thrilling to have that. And yeah, I think that's all I had on that subject. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Or Vina, do you have anything else to add, or anybody? Everyone's silent? What's happening?
But I think
Gloria's silent.
Yeah, I think you guys both did a fantastic job talking about team building. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Well, if everyone can show their gorgeous faces, and does anybody, can anybody take a team screenshot? It's one of my favorite parts. We love it.
I can do it if nobody else can. Let me know when you're ready.
Whoever wants to do it. Or we all do it.
Go ahead. You want to do it, Gloria? Go ahead. You're the pro.
All right, now. I almost said biatches, but Chris, you're not a biatch. So, all right, smile. I think it worked. Hang on, let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
How do we all not smile when you just use the word biatch?
I can't see Frida. She's in the dark.
Frida's got like a headgear on.
I saw that. Free.
Sorry.
I just walked right out of the shower into the
I know. I was late, so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Woo!
That's
Glory.
freedom. I like it.
First, Frida, won't be my last.